Hi, my name is Patrick. I'm the Global Key Account Manager for the food and for the beverage industry at Rittal. And welcome to our live interview with Florian Happe from Coca Cola Germany. Thanks a lot to all our viewers that you participate and joined us in interest in this important topic. Today, we want to talk about our Pluri Plus cooling unit, energy efficiency, carbon footprint, and future projects. Coca-Cola and Rittal have done together a project in which we handled all these topics. Now we will give you an impression what we have done, what was important for Coca-Cola, and what we will do together in the future. Now, Florian, first of all, thanks that you participate today at our interview, and please give us a feeling about you and your introduction.
Well, Patrick, thank you very much for inviting me today. My name is Florian Happe. I'm the Environmental and Energy Manager for the supply chain in Germany for Coca-Cola European partners. So that means I'm responsible for the production, for warehouse transportation, and our refrigerator business from an environmental perspective.
And my name is Torben Fiebig. I'm the Vertical Market Manager for Food and Bev. And vertical market management means business development. And business development was, beside the key account part, a very important topic because for business development, it's extremely important to know the trend of the industry and also to understand the need of the customer. And when we show now to the beverage industry, we have the trend of decreasing the energy consumption to reduce carbon emissions, and we have a need. And the need is that in all factories we have a warm environment, and we have a lot of machines like packaging machines, filling machines, levers, conveyor systems, and so on. And there is a lot of electrical equipment inside. And this, together with a warm environment, can be critical in every factory because, this electrical equipment don't like warm temperatures. And the cooling units, what we provide out of our portfolio, are perfect to cool that down, to decrease the risk of overheating and these things. So we had a very good portfolio for that market and for that trend and for the customer need. And at this point, the key account management has the perfect topic to attack the right customer.
Yeah, and I saw this potential at Coca-Cola because this is one of my customers. I visited two plants to present our Pluri Plus cooling units, and these guys, they were very open for this topic and say, hey, look, we have to present this to Florian because he's always searching for this kind of project. And Florian, then we got in contact, developed together an action plan for this project. But Florian, before we come to our project, what current projects do you have in the moment at Coca-Cola?
Well, Patrick, let's say it's not projects, I think it's action fields. In the beverage industry, we're facing many action fields, just for example, like actions on water and action on climate. Since we talk about climate and carbon footprint, we as Coca-Cola European partners have a commitment which is aligned with the science-based target of 1.5 Celsius. And our ambition is to reduce within the next 10 years our carbon emissions by 30%. And 2040, we want to be at net zero. And now coming to Rittal and our work, in the last 10 years, we managed to reduce our 30% of our carbon emissions over the entire whole value chain because we had a program where we improved the energy efficiency. And that we did within our business with the refrigerators and cool it in the market. So we have devices in the market where we sell our products from. And in 2010, these devices had an average consumption of about 8.5 kilowatt hours per day. And today we are down at 30.5 in average. And our newest devices are run by 1.6 kilowatt hours per day. So this shows, talking about cooling system, I think it's time now for our project and for Rittal and your innovation.
Yeah, you mentioned our project. So Florian, but what was the main reason or the main point to do this project with Rittal?
Well, Patrick, there are several reasons. In Genshagen, one of our plants next to Berlin, we already had replaced old and defective devices against your new Blue E Plus system. On paper, we knew that this device would save us about 70% of energy and that we had an ROI of about below 2.5 years. After this first contact that we had there, and you said you called a couple of our plants and asked, and they contacted me, we got into contact, and you were asking us or offering us if it was possible to make a potential analysis on all our plants. At the same time, we said, okay, on paper, we know that you're good, but we wanted to test it and set up a line trial to get some real data in one of our plants in the north of Germany. So to make it short, after you had checked all the 16 plants and approximately 500 cooling devices in our plants, you guys came back with the potentials and the costs and calculated ROI of about 2 and 2.5 a year. So this was actually the perfect start for us to start an initiative with Rittal.
Florian, you mentioned that we did audits together. We visit every plant there. Also, we create some action lists. That sounds challenging and also a lot of effort for you, isn't it?
Well, to be honest, for us, it wasn't that big of a challenge because you did all the work. The only things that we had to do was organizing the assessments and support during the assessments. So while you visited our plants, and we had to set up the field trial in Lüneburg. But to be honest, that was it for us. The most work Mr. Glovik and his service team did. They did the main part by doing all the assessment and answering all our questions. And if we had problems, we could call them. Also, Mr. Schneider and his product management team, they always gave us feedback on questions. They even made a simulation so that we could see how the effect on cooler was if we take in other temperatures, so a seasonal effect, really being very precise at the energy consumption and the calculated savings. And then it was Patrick. Yeah, Patrick had to combine and to manage all the information flow and all our requests. And I think that was really a very, very good cooperation, and you really helped us to understand everything. And this is when Patrick and I decided that it was time also to promote this project or to promote your devices within Coca-Cola, European partners internally, because there we have an environmental network, people like me in every country. So we discussed this with them, and we even got further and talked to our neighbor bottler, Coca Cola Hellenic Bottling Company, presenting what we had achieved so far.
Yeah, Florian, thank you for your trust and your support that you shared this success and your experience with your partner countries, and as well you took part at our meeting with the guys from Hellenic. So maybe some guys from Hellenic are watching us now. So here, best regards from our side. But Florian, let's come back to our project. In 2019, we started this. So what happened or what changed since the start of the project at Coca-Cola?
Well, first of all, Patrick, I think the whole world changed. Looking only at our project, this whole topic sensitized us because I think there is more behind it than only energy saving and cost reduction, which I briefly want to explain. Looking at climate change, we have faced that already. Our summers are getting hotter in Germany, and sometimes we have overheating in our electrical cabinets. And this, to be honest, causes from time to time line breakdowns, and especially in a time where you want to achieve your fill order rate and your customer satisfaction, it's very unnecessary to have an overheated electrical cabinet. On the other hand, another touch point that we saw and we learned from you is work safety. If you walk through a plant and you see open cabinets, you can be very, very sure that nobody is working there, but that they're overheating. Which is a clear no-go for safety for us. And also what we learned, if you have leaking cabinets, that doesn't mean nothing runs out, but if you have holes in your cabinets or broken gaskets, air can come in and go out. So I think Mr. Glowik or Mr. Schneider compared it. It's like driving in your car with open windows and having the air conditioning turned on. So it's really not very good for your energy efficiency, and it doesn't help you. So having reliable, functional, and low energy consumption coolers brings really a lot of advantages.
It sounds really great that you create so much advantages out of our cooling units, what we promote to you. But I think it's quite complicated when you have, I mean, just in Germany, you have so much plants, and we are talking about more than 500 cooling units. And how do you ensure that you will use these cooling units also in the future for the future projects like retrofitting or machines, new machines?
Yeah, Tom, that was actually not really a hard part, but yes, getting all these countries under one head, I would say. We contact our central engineering, and I had mentioned we had a long-term trial in Lüneburg, so we let your system run against a normal system for 9 months. And after we really had the data, the real data, and we could show that the device was 70% and sometimes even more than 70% better than the old devices, we ask engineering to introduce your system in our specification catalog. So making it short, Rittal is for us now a preferred supplier concerning cabinets and coolers.
Yeah, Florian, we're very happy to hear that, and thanks European partners that you put our Pluit Plus cooling unit in your electrical specification and that we are now preferred supplier. I think, Florian, this was the last step of our efficiency project, but the beginning of a big cooperation. You mentioned your engineering department. So we developed together a kind of product catalog. We had a lot of talks, and then we put all the important products from Rittal in this catalog, make a summarize, and now the engineering department and the maintenance guys can use it for future projects, and they make sure that they get the right devices in the future. The next step will be to work on predictive maintenance. So we installed in Lüneburg the IoT interface, which is connected with the Pluit Plus cooling unit. And now you, as Coca-Cola, are able to track all the things, the data. So, for example, the availability, the energy consumption, and a lot more. And additionally, we want to develop together a smart service model for the Pluit Plus cooling unit.
Yeah, that's correct, Patrick. I mean, the next steps that we want to take actually, as soon as this crisis is over, we want to change all the defective devices. And then over the next years, we want to do it. I think everybody is facing right now budget cuts. We have to be honest. So it will take a time to really realize or to make it happen. But for sure, we will do it. Secondly, what you said, digitalization and preventive maintenance. I mean, we need to make consumption and performance visible. Because if it's visible, you can manage it. And that's why we want to test the smart device or application within our Siemens MindSphere solution, where we already have a couple applications, and we would really like to test it with you and go on. And well, at last, I hope we can check in the future for even smaller units that you're developing, what the potential is there.
Yeah, Florian, I'm sure that we will find more projects in the future. Thanks for your support and your openness today. Information to all our viewers after this under this live stream is a link for a Q&A session. So we are happy if you will join us and participate to ask us some important question. And Florian, you will also took part in this meeting.
Yes. Well, thank you very much, and I hope to see you in a minute.
Yeah.
Thank you too. And yeah.